my uncle and aunt. My uncle. So we know uncle to start with the letter U, which we learned in the alphabet is index and the middle finger clasped together just like this, palm facing forward. Uncle, because he's a man and he's masculine, he's up here at my forehead, uncle. Slight swipe or slight circular motion towards the front, not backwards, forward. It's my uncle. My uncle. He's my uncle. So what do you think aunt is? Aunt starts with an A, you guessed it. And it's a female, so she's nose and below. She's right at the cheek. Uncle. I'm sorry. Aunt. Uncle got me. Aunt. And it's a circular motion forward too. So uncle, head, aunt, cheek, lower cheek. This is my aunt. He's my uncle. That's my aunt with an A. I've seen people shake it, my uncle, my aunt. Either one, whichever one is comfortable for you. My uncle, my aunt, my uncle, my aunt. You and an A. Up and down. Because he's a man and she's a woman. Okay? Grandfather. So if father is like a 5 thumb at your forehead, he's my father. What can you suspect grandfather is? Is it as obvious as you think? Probably not. So grandfather is actually here, yes, and it is 2 swipes out. So this is your father and I'm your grandfather. I am 2 generations ahead of you. Just think of it like that. Father, grandfather. He's my grandfather. Father, him, my grandfather. Him, grandfather. So it's right at the head, thumb at the head for father. Grandfather, 2 paces out. Father, grandfather. That's my father, grandfather. Him, father, grandfather. Father, grandfather. Just like that. So what do you think grandmother is? Yes, you guessed it. She's below my nose because she's a woman. Mother, grandmother. 2 generations ahead of me. So she's my grandmother. This woman is my mother. This woman, my grandmother. She's my grandmother. Grandfather, grandmother. Grandfather, grandmother. And it doesn't even have to be a super significant grandfather. Like, it doesn't have to be exaggerated. It could literally be grandfather, grandmother. Just give me 2 paces out. Grandfather, grandmother. Father, mother. Grandfather, grandmother. Remember the difference. Okay? Grandparents. What do you think that is? If this is my grandfather, my grandmother, what's grandparents? Yes. Grandfather, grandmother. That's grandparents. Or grandfather, grandmother. So grandfather, grandmother, my grandparents are both of those people. Grandmother, grandfather. If you want to do both for grandparents, 1, 2, 1, 2, to each his own. But to make it simple, grandfather, grandmother, that's my grandparents. Grandfather, grandmother, or grandfather, grandmother for grandparents. So either one is acceptable, okay? For my cousin, again, masculine, feminine. For my cousin, if you're talking about a boy cousin or a male cousin or a masculine cousin, it is definitely here where the masculine signs are. Cousin starts with a C, so it's a C hand shape as we learned in the alphabet. Cousin, and it's a shake. He's my cousin. And that indicates to the person that you're talking to, oh, it's a guy, it's a man, because this is where their hand is. So if it was a female, what do you think it is? She's right here. My cousin also, but she's a female. She's a female. Not more so for us, but to let the person we're talking to know, oh, that's a boy. Oh, that's a girl, but it's still their cousin. See the difference? Cousin as a boy, cousin as a girl. See hand shape, we learned from the alphabet. Girl cousin, this is my male cousin. Pretty simple. Top of the head, bottom of the cheek. Simple. Nephew. Hey, nephew. It starts with an N. What did we learn was an N in the alphabet? Thumb between the middle and the ring finger. N. Now remember I said it can be both fingers either down or up like this, whichever one you're comfortable with. I personally like them down, just the way I've been accustomed to, down. So for nephew, is it here or here? Pop quiz. Right, 100%. It's here. It's my nephew. Or if you want your fingers out, here. But it's here. It's my nephew. My nephew, see the man, again. So what's the niece? Also starts with an N. My niece. N. Masculine signs, feminine signs, remember? My nephew, my nephew. My niece. N. Just the indicator to the other person. You also should know, but it indicates to the other person. My grandson. What do you think that is? We just went over son, grandmother, grandparents, grandfather, daughter. So what do you think grandson is? This is probably not an easy guess. Grandson is actually spelled Grand. Oh my God, how do I know how to spell it? Oh wait, I watched a video a couple days ago on the alphabet. Grand, G, remember Grand. And son. What was son? Boy plus baby, I believe. Oh. Grandson. It's my grandson. What is it again? Grand for grand. Son. Finger spell. Grand. Son. Son. Grand. Grand. And my son. So let's guess what's granddaughter you think? Correct. Grand. Grandson, right? Grand. Daughter. What was my daughter? She's a girl and a baby. So that's Grand. Grand is spelled for both. Grandson, granddaughter. Grand. Daughter. She's a girl and a baby. He's a boy and a baby. But to add to that, grandson, granddaughter. Makes sense. So what do you believe grandchildren to be? Same thing. The sign for children, here. A lot of little kids. This is a sign for children. Oh, these little kids. Sign for children. So grand, Grand, children. These are my grand children. One more time, grand children. Not as bad as it looks, is it? Relatives. Starts with an R. So we know this from the alphabet we learned a couple videos ago. R hand shape, R alphabet on both hands. And relatives is simply 1, 2. R hand shape, relatives. Those are my relatives. Just like this. Up, down, opposite. So relatives are hand shape, just like this. And it is the middle finger crossed over the index finger. We learned that in alphabet. Relatives. Them, my relatives. So, those are all the family signs I have for you. I hope it made sense. I'm sure some of them did, some of them didn't. But the more we do this, the more you get into it, the more you practice and watch the videos, you'll have it ASAP. And I dare you to walk around the house today like, she gonna be like, what? Or be like, sister. You know, I'm sure somebody will be confused. But good practice. Happy Sunday. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Keep practicing, keep liking, keep sharing, keep subscribing, keep commenting. Keep letting me know what you want to see. Keep letting me know your thoughts. Keep loving yourself. Keep giving this world good energy. Keep coming back. And I will see you next time.